Bob Dylan are a rap duo based in the UK, and they, as it turns out, are very popular. I personally, as I grow older, tend to enjoy most media less, and that includes rap. Not that I was a big fan of rap in the first place, so I didn't know about these guys before this news story got viral. So it was just another day for these guys. They were holding a concert in the UK, people were gathered, and then this happened.
Free, 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 free.
Now, this sentiment from these rappers and people in general is to be expected. People are seeing what's happening in Gaza and it doesn't feel good. You are seeing children being burned alive all day, every day for the past 2 years now, and people will always have something to say about it. This is besides the fact that this has been going on for about 100 years now. People only just now are getting awareness of this issue. The issue, however, is more dire than, for example, other conflicts like in the Congo or Sudan. This issue is getting the headlines because Western governments are implicit in this. They have their hands in this. They are in deep as it comes with Israel and their tyranny over the Palestinian population. The West, especially America, is the one that supplies these guys with weapons, food, and general supplies and intelligence that the IDF needs to conduct its illegal and downright immoral and cruel operations. Without America, there is no Israel, and that's just a fact, and people know this. People in the West, Muslims, the Israelis, everyone knows this. Everyone knows that, and truth be told, people don't like that. They don't support that. They think their money is better spent on problems in their domestic affairs. These people know that every penny sent to the IDF and Israel can be better spent on fixing homelessness and unemployment at home. And that's not even considering the moral factor. That's besides the fact that it is not a pretty sight to watching kids burn or starve to death every day on social media. So people, celebrities like Miss Rachel and Bob Dylan and normal people will lash out like this. They will lash out and they will express their dissatisfaction. But that was not the only point of controversy. That came afterwards.
Alright, but have you heard this one though? Death, death to the IDF, death, death to the IDF, death, death to the IDF, death, death to the IDF. To the IDF! Hell yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine must be, will be, inshallah, it will be free.
Now, I will be honest, I haven't heard that one before. For all accusations of extremism and terrorism in these protests in the Western world for the past 2 years, I have not heard a single person chant death to the IDF. This is wild. This is amazing to see all the anger and frustration be pumped out like this. And the wildest thing about this is the audience is chanting along death to the IDF. People are enjoying this. People don't disagree with this, which is amazing. And the icing on top is the BBC logo on top left-hand corner there. Earlier, the BBC refused to stream the hit controversial Kneecap on their channel because of their strong pro-Palestinian stance, but they couldn't have predicted that the next rap band will also espouse those same views in such a passionate manner. They couldn't have seen it coming from miles away by a long shot. Now, of course, the usual allegations came that this is anti-Semitism, yada yada. These duo, Bob Dylan, were going to tour the US next, but that was cancelled after the US government revoked their visas, which is wild. This is like living in a Twilight Zone episode. I thought that America was free, you know, not like us Muslims. There are Muslim countries. Well, turns out you're only free if you align with the US foreign policy. This is an insane encroachment on people's freedoms and the right to express yourself, something we Muslims are taught every time they blaspheme our Prophet, peace be upon him, or burn the Quran. This will set a bad precedent in the future for the people out there who want to express their support for a just cause. Their chant, as far as I can tell, is not anti-Semitic. I don't believe it is. They were not chanting death to Jews. They were not talking about any civilians. They were just cursing the IDF, which is the Israeli army and the main policing force of the apartheid there. These soldiers are now infamous thanks to the social media. These guys are seriously bad dudes, like Mad Max villains or something out of a Batman comic. These soldiers have like no remorse, no decent aspect of humanity that normal people possess. We have seen these soldiers committing their war crimes on social media. We have seen those viral footages wherein the IDF soldiers were gang raping the Palestinian prisoners. We have seen them demolish schools and mosques and put on Muslim women's lingerie to further humiliate the Palestinian people. They have been at war with Gaza's children for 2 years now, because this is the population of Gaza. More than half are under 18, and these soldiers are just committing war crimes after war crimes. And what's worse is they openly boast about it. These soldiers post their war crimes on social media because they know that no one will question them. We have seen these things on our social media despite the mainstream media's efforts. So it's only natural that people are going to have kind of a reaction against war criminals who are actively committing a genocide as we talk. It's a perfectly natural and humane reaction to have. A genocide is a crime of crime, and there is no excuse for it. This is perfectly normal as chanting death to Nazis, because that is what the IDF is. It's a Nazi institution of a racist, fascist ethno-state that is on destroying the indigenous people. Don't let people fool you into believing that this is anti-Semitism. This is anything but anti-Semitism. And here's the thing: the word anti-Semitism has been thrown around so often in the past 2 years that it is literally rendering the word meaningless in the eyes of the population. This blind obedience to Israel by the Western governments, this rampant accusations, false accusations of anti-Semitism is actually endangering the Jews more. It's actually endangering the Jews more than if these governments were to actually think with a clear head and acknowledge that maybe the people have it right. Maybe they aren't talking nonsense and are being actually reasonable when they say they don't want a genocide to be committed on their taxes. Be sure to become a member of my Patreon for just $5, where you could gain early access to my videos, watch them ad-free, and get credits on these videos as well as other benefits. Be sure to click the link in the description below.